Weird talk.
Weird talk.
Weird Wednesday. Weird Wednesday podcast.
Weird.
Weird
No, I guess weird doesn't have
Wednesday doesn't.
an H or anything in it, like whip.
Yeah, and you can't do it with Wednesday.
No.
So you have to do it
because Wednesday doesn't even have an H anywhere.
No.
Wednes.
Weird walk.
Wednes.
Weird Wednesday.
Weird Wednesday. Wednesday.
Weird.
Weird. I don't care. We're here, you guys. It's Weird
Wednesday.
Weird Wednesday.
Podcast
number one.
But technically it's our second podcast. So we're not really sure how all of this is going to go. But, it's like...
Because I guess we should kind of talk about our Weird Wednesdays. We should give it some history.
Yeah.
We should give it some history. All right, so if you don't get excited like I just did and knock your tea all over the nice coffee table / TV tray. Weird Wednesdays is a little thing that I thought of while we were walking one day. I was like, man, I saw some weird stuff, Ariel, last night when I was watching YouTube videos. I want to talk about it because I've got things to say, and I know you do too. And we walked and we talked.
And this guy is all about some weird stuff.
You guys, I just go down those rabbit holes, man, and I like it. I like going down the rabbit because it's so far-fetched from what your everyday life is.
Let's classify weird. What is weird to you?
All right. Weird to me is things that are completely, I want to say, unbelievable as far as how you have been taught and shown how the world works. From your own experience, you've been shown that the world works in a certain way. Mm-hmm. From your experience, from most of people's experience, I would say around, I'm not going to give any percentages because I'm not a statistic guy. I don't really research that stuff. But I feel most of the people that I've ever talked to haven't seen a ghost. They haven't seen a UFO. Yeah. They haven't seen a man in black. They haven't had someone follow them because they saw something and then reported it to the news and then now they're getting followed. Like these aren't everyday occurrences that happen to people. No one's ever seen a vampire. No one I know has ever seen a vampire or a werewolf.
So things that just aren't...
They just don't make sense.
Are not widely accepted too sometimes. I think the majority of people don't believe in UFOs and vampires.
Some people would even say that religion can be weird in a way. Because even if you're as religious as possible as you could possibly be, you got to really think about it. How many people that have gone to church can you actually talk to and say, for real? Not... something happened and you got this, or you found your car keys or something like that. I'm talking like
a physical body
I was in my bedroom and an angel popped out of the closet and was like, yo, you need to not go to work tomorrow. Angie is about to lose her stuff. You need to stay home. That's what I would consider weird. That's what I would consider something we should talk about. That's something I would consider a candidate for Weird Wednesday.
Okay.
Because that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. Creflo Dollar hasn't seen an angel. You got to ask him. Have you actually physically seen one? You got to... And then, of course, the scarier side of weird.
Ooh, like ghosts and stuff?
Ghosts and demons.
Aye.
Ooh, I even hate the word, man. That word is
scary.
So harsh.
It's like you don't want to say it.
It's like I don't want to say it because I don't want to conjure nothing up. I ain't trying to even mess with that stuff.
Right?
I run away from them Ouija stories. The Ouija board? How do you say it? Ouija or is it?
Yeah, don't say it
Ouija?
Too much. Dude, don't say it too much. It was the first one. She over here trying to conjure up some stuff. Sheesh. Okay. So anyway,
don't ask where I got these paper towels from, cause it was to clean up the.
Let's just put these away. You got it. You cleaned up your little mess.
I cleaned up my mess. Let me sip my tea, cause it is what? That's not. Hold on. That's someone else's catchphrase.
Shout out. So.
Lovely tea 2004. We love you. You bring us all the gossips, all the goods, man.
Yes.
All right. So back on track.
We did 2 weird walks within the last like month or two, where we went outside, we walked through the neighborhood, and talked about a couple of stories that were kind of strange in the news.
Please check those out if you get a chance. They're actually pretty good. They're not too long. I want to say each one's around
Yeah.
12 minutes, somewhere around there. Not too bad. Pretty good watch. And of course, leave a comment and then come back here and we can continue our discussion here.
So we wanted to continue this like in this type of format because doing like the logistics of the weird walk, wind, weather, and just like, that type of stuff, it's hard to really talk about it in depth.
Yeah.
So we thought that this would be a better format, and
And we can really like let our opinions fly and just
right.
let them out there, tell you guys how we're feeling about this stuff without
Yeah.
having to keep it short and concise.
Exactly. So this is our first podcast talking about weird walks. Our last podcast was about relationships. Oh yeah, it was about our relationship, how we started dating.
Now this is a special day. We are going to be doing we're doing two podcasts. I know as far as we're concerned in our life, we're doing two podcasts today. So that way we can get you the because we promised that we were going to do the relationship
Yeah.
video, next.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure everybody's like, yeah, we want that video next because you said you guys had started we started an actual topic at the end of that video. So just stay tuned, or you can go ahead, fast forward. The next one should be up. Are we going to put them both up on the same day? Or?
No, this is gonna go up on Friday. So
And okay, so
this
the next relationship video will be coming Friday. So yeah, be ready for that. Be ready for Friday. That'll be our next part of that.
Yep.
So relationships part 2.
Yep.
Podcast part 3.
So we're gonna be doing podcasts, I think, at least once a week.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, it's most likely gonna be twice because we
Yeah.
got to get this weird in. I got to get this weird out of me. Okay, it's therapeutic to like talk to you guys about it.
It's ridiculous how much stuff he watches. What are we talking about today, by the way?
Okay, so today we're gonna be trying to get into whether or not you even believe or can conceive of weird being in your real world.
Okay.
So that's gonna go for both of us. You're gonna go first because I know you're the biggest skeptic I've got, and then I'm gonna go since I'm the biggest believer we've got.
Oh man, guys.
So we're
So
each gonna
basically-
take our turns trying to go down our own separate rabbit holes of how we really see this whole thing working, whether or not, Anyway, go ahead, Ari.
So we're just talking about how weird we think the world is.
How truly weird is it? Is it flat? Is it possible
Whoa.
that we're on a flat Earth? Is it possible? I would say no, because they've been having to take into account, like, you've got to think about our world just real quick. It's only gonna take me 2 minutes. You've got to think about our world and how we like to fight everything. America likes to fight things. We like to go and we like to blow up stuff. So we have to take into account, if we want to shoot a missile at somebody, we have to take into account for gravity. If you don't account for gravity, your missile's going to fall short because you didn't have enough thrust to make that thing launch in the first place to combat the forces that are going against it. So if you can't account for gravity, man, why would the Earth be? It's just the flat Earth. I just feel like it just makes no sense. There's no basis in it. There's no reason for the government to lie to you. People have very little control of their societies, really. And if there's a whole nother society on the other side of the Earth that, like, that's what they're trying to get at. Like, we're on
the
one
bottom side?
Yeah, we're on the top, right?
But then how does
And then
that...
there's more land and things that we could possibly take over. So the governments are like, nah, let's stop people from finding out so they don't want to go take over lands. Like, that's a part of the theory.
That just hurts my head.
And it's
man.
like, so do the people that are already on those lands also agree to not try and take over our lands? Is there like a treaty? And then are we really saying that we don't want to take more land when we're constantly taking more land? Like, are we... It seems very contradictory,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
So,
And then it brings back to, so why would they lie?
all right, you want to just jump into it now?
Let's just jump into it. You're going to go first because I've been talking my head off. What's the topic? Make sure we know.
How weird
How weird
is our world?
is our world? Here we go.
Okay, where do you even begin?
Where do you begin? I say you should start with ghosts.
Ghosts.
Because I feel like the spirit world is something that you really find far-fetched.
All right, here's my thing. there's parts that I can see that I want to believe. Like I want to believe that the mediums are real. Like Long Island medium. I want to believe that she's real.
Yeah, I really do too. I want to believe that she has a connection to the people and she's able to connect to the spirits and tell them about their loved ones.
Yeah, and seeing the way that she talks to people and them like being like, "Oh yeah," but then other people are like, they're just saying really broad things that can mean anything, and it's like, well, I guess that's true. So, starting with the mediums, unconfirmed. Okay,
Mm.
I'm leaning towards yes, but definitely unconfirmed.
Mm.
Now, real live ghosts.
Yeah, we're talking. I walk through your walls. I, I can
Move things,
move things for no reason.
manifest myself, make sounds.
Carry on full conversations sometimes.
Mm,
In some cases, some people have reported that they've had full on conversations with a ghost, only to have that person just.
yeah, right. So my that's the ghost.
That's the ghost disappearing.
Wow. Okay. I think so. We watch like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures. I'm all about that Ghost Adventures.
Oh man, Zach and the crew. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, Zach Bagans,
We
uh,
don't have to say all their names.
Eric,
Aaron
Aaron,
and Nick.
and oh,
Yeah.
who's your favorite?
Aaron, of course. He's like always freaking out, and they always put him in a room somewhere alone.
Oh, they always doing that to my man's.
It's so funny.
Oh, they always messing with my man's. He's stuck in. Nick said peace. Nick is
Yes.
gone. I think what, fifth season Nick was out?
Yeah, because
If you don't know what Ghost Adventures in, please type that in YouTube. Watch a couple of those, man. You will not be disappointed. They're hilarious. They do some very good investigations. Sure, it can get a little cringy sometimes, but that just adds to the fun.
it does. But like watching their shows, sometimes like I'm like, I don't think that's real. I think that that's just something else. Like if they hear something or whatever. But there have been times like watching their show or like hearing stories where I get goosebumps. And I trust my instinct, guys. And I think if I get goosebumps, then that means something fishy is going on.
If them goosies hit, you know it's
Exactly.
legit.
Because
Okay?
I'm stingy with the goosebumps. I'm stingy with
That's
the
true.
tears.
That's true. She is very stingy with the tears. It's very hard to make this chick cry over some drama.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I also unconfirmed on the ghost, but I think that like
Goosebumps.
I think that there can be like residual feelings and emotions and some types of lingerings.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's
But
move on. Let's move on. So you feel like ghosts. I just want to try and see if we can get this thing, figured out for you. So ghosts.
un-
Where are you on? Are you on the fence for ghosts? Or are
well, of
you kind of
course,
like, yeah, something could be out there, like something after death. When you pass, sometimes you become a ghost,
yeah, I don't know. I think that yeah, I don't know if I feel like there are literal 100% spirits
like
still
conscious
here.
spirits
Yeah.
that are like, I am stuck.
No, I don't believe that. But I do think that there can be like leftover
Energy and
energy. Yes,
emotions.
exactly. Um, so yeah, but I'm not so sold on like physical manifestations from ghosts either.
That almost makes you think, man. If it is real, like if not necessarily if it is real, but if like that part that you can kind of get on board with the residual energy, that kind of makes you wonder, like, does that mean like that you're always leaving pieces of yourself in places? Like even when you're giving, like, and you're not purposefully trying to haunt the place, but you're just giving off energy as you're being there, as you do motions and go through the motions in your own home. You're just giving off energy, and then you leave, and that energy stays, and it manifests into a
Yeah.
ghost, and it's
Oh,
just
I
the
see.
energy of from your body. Like that's kind of weird in a way.
Yeah.
Like that can't really be explained. Like, why do we give off energy that can take over, or just
Yeah,
that
because
we're giving off energy? That's so weird. That's
right,
not
and
something that you even learn in science or anything, because science
no,
doesn't agree with ghosts.
no, yeah, it's definitely not confirmed. But people say all the time about a person's energy and like having positive energy or negative energy. So if someone carries that around with them,
And you
I
can
don't.
feel it. You can honestly, yeah. And like you're saying, you can feel the energy from people sometimes. You can
Yeah.
feel if somebody's kind of like having a bad day. You can feel, without even looking at them really, even if they're trying to hide it, you can feel that weight that they carry.
Yeah. So I think that if you carry that with you, then why wouldn't some of it be left behind when you're gone? So that's what I think about ghosts. Maybe not 100% physical manifestations, conscious beings, but maybe energy.
Okay. Okay. Let's move.
Aliens.
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
no, no.
I'm
That's
gonna
the
keep it
last.
supernatural. Yes,
Okay.
you gotta save the aliens for last,
That's the best
because
part.
they're they're the hardest to disprove. Um, werewolves,
No.
vampires,
No.
witches,
Nah,
warlocks, wizards.
not magic. I think
Mm.
maybe you can. I think with that. Okay, like I don't believe in Harry Potter, like stuff like that type of magic where you're reading and you're casting.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Right.
Lávate las manos.
Is that a spell?
Lávate las manos.
Lavate las manos.
Oh yeah, so I think that yeah, I don't believe in like the casting of spells, but I do believe also kind of going along with the energy thing that if you believe something hard enough
It can come
that
true.
it could yeah, that it could happen.
So voodoo,
Or voodoo.
the voodoo.
Yeah, I mean,
Now that voodoo stuff is like
there's a lot of strong energy behind that, so I do believe in that to a certain extent.
and that dives voodoo dives deep into the spirit.
Right.
Okay, so they believe wholeheartedly that there are spirits that you can talk to. They believe wholeheartedly that there are beings that are here that are conscious and that are moving in between dimensions. So you got to decide if you believe in the magic or if you believe that the voodoo stuff works. Why does it work?
So here's my thing. I think that the people who believe this stuff, like people who believe that they've seen
But I
ghosts.
don't believe. Like, here's what I'm getting at. I don't believe in voodoo. So how could someone doing a voodoo spell actually affect a non-believer?
Right.
How come my beliefs don't have an effect on how well their spell works? How come if I'm like that's fake, it's not real, and yet she's poking the crap out of a doll and I'm feeling it?
Yeah.
That to me is it shatters a couple of things.
Yeah, same.
And it's
Same.
like I would rather it not shatter anything. I would
Right.
rather me be like, haha, it's not real. Keep poking it. That's funny. It's
Yeah.
not working. But instead it's like she's poking it and you want to, get
Well,
a
maybe
Band-Aid
if
or
their
something.
belief exceeds your disbelief, then that
See,
could
now you're talking some Dragon Ball Z stuff.
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right!
So aliens. Speaking of Vegeta, now let's talk about some aliens.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to say back in 2014, 2015, we were walking outside. It was late at night. We just gone down to the mailbox. And up above us, we kid you not, was a triangular ship that was going through different colors. It was like a rainbow
Yes.
of colors.
Yes.
And it was like it was
But it was far away. You say a triangular ship, or
it was a
far.
no.
Triangular shape.
It was a triangular object. I don't know what else you want me to call objects in the sky. Okay, it was a triangular object in the sky, and it was going through colors. And we're looking at it,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh man, somebody got this on video. Somebody has to have seen this before. So we run inside and try and look up. We type in triangular ship, colorful triangular
Yeah.
thing in the sky or whatever. Nothing.
No.
Nothing. First page, second page, third page. Nothing.
So aliens are just wow. That's a complicated issue to crack. My belief, I do think. Stop the presses, guys. that there are other life forms out there.
That's big.
I know.
That's big.
Just because,
Now, life forms, okay, but intelligent life forms.
yes, I believe that people have seen UFOs. All the people talking about it, I really do think that they've seen something. As like going back to the ancient times, and people, were writing in the caves and stuff and drawing weird things that look like something that we see these days. That's not a coincidence.
My mind is blown right now.
Really?
Yeah, my mind's pretty blown right now. I didn't know. I was pretty sure you were a skeptic for everything. I was pretty sure you were like, nothing is real. We're all gonna die.
No.
I'm just kidding. She's not like that, you
I
guys.
really do think that there's something out there. Like, it's
put this
scary
back
to think
here.
about that. And I mean, I get why people wouldn't want to believe it and how unbelievable it can be, but at the same time, like, not really. We haven't really gone outside of our solar system, and
Milky
like,
Way?
yeah.
Yeah.
And we just don't. I think that we're not as advanced, especially considering how much history the Earth has. So other solar systems could be just as old as we are or older.
And we don't even know all of the known universe. It's not like we've mapped all of the known
Like
universe.
all of our planets and stuff.
All of the whole thing, like going outside of the Milky Way
Oh
into the
yeah,
solar
no.
system and into the nebula and all that jazz, man. We haven't even seen everything because we don't have enough telescopes to observe, excuse me, all of it. Like they're talking about, like, at any moment we could get hit by an asteroid that we don't know that we didn't see coming.
Right.
That junk could just pow hit us, and it's by the time we even know that it's here, it's too late for us to stop it because we don't have. Sorry about that. We don't have the telescopes and the eyes on the sky that see at every single point around us to find, life, asteroids. But we do have one big rock real close by that's very strange, and it's been strange since we were able to look at it.
The moot.
The moon. Now, my question to you
Yeah.
and to our viewers is that something hollow? Is it hollow?
Why would it be? And why
And
do people?
is it not a natural? Is it from somewhere else? That's the question. Is the moon actually a mothership? You're gonna say no, but I'm gonna give you some context here in a minute. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to tell you why I say no?
I want to say why you say no now before I give you context on why there are theories going around that it could be hollow.
Well, I don't see why it being hollow makes any difference, but I think I mean, who knows? I really don't know. I haven't heard anything about this before, so I go ahead and say what you have to say because I have no opinion.
So in I want to say like 67, 68-ish, right? During the huge space race. We're trying to get there before the Russians do. I want to say that maybe my date might even be messed up. It may not even be this, and it may have been after America finally made it. They let a satellite hit the moon. When it hit the moon, the whole thing rang, and he said you could feel it all around the moon. I don't know how he knows that you could feel it all around the moon, but they're saying that you could feel it.
Maybe there were vibrations. So then why are people saying that it's not hollow? What's the problem with it being hollow or not hollow?
Well, if it's not hollow, it's natural, because that means rock, the theory of how our universe was made or whatever, the Big Bang or whatever, and how, it's just coming from a tons of smashes into things and then going around in a circle, and it's spinning and everything's spinning, and it forms a nice ball, which is Earth, and the other planets. They've been spinning for millions or however long years the scientists say or whatever. Anyway, that the moon is actually a piece of the Earth. It's just out in space and it's been spinning. Okay, supposedly either A, it's a part of Earth, or B, it's an asteroid that may have collided with Earth, and as it boom hit, bounced off, and then it kind of went into an orbit around Earth. Thus, we have our moon. That would be natural. Now, unnatural, of course, is that this thing was either A, brought here, or it flew here on its own with the help of what's known as the Greys.
Oh gosh.
The aliens.
Okay. I was like, there's specific type. Well, I guess there are different types of aliens, most likely.
Well, because people think there's all kinds of types of aliens.
Yeah.
People think that there's the reptilian race aliens.
Yeah.
I don't agree with those. I'm pretty sure that's just your TV doing stuff. Y'all be trying to get them things, and it's like, dude, watch it on an HD motion capture TV and tell me if the same thing happens. Tell me if Justin Bieber's eyes flip and do weird stuff on the same on like an HD high definition TV. Not on your 1992 TV from your grandparents' basement. Like, no, I need some high def in order for me to believe that our eyes are shape shifting during conferences and during things. I need some better proof than your crappy CCTVs.
So then, if say it was put here, does that mean, because the moon controls time and tide, basically, right?
It controls time and tide, yeah.
So then, how that means that they're controlling our time?
Yes. That means a lot of things.
What else?
Okay, so my personal theory is that, of course, I believe that the moon is from somewhere else.
Really?
I'm also like, yeah, I feel like the moon is a part of either A, how the dinosaurs went extinct.
Oh, interesting.
That
Okay.
it is the meteor that hit our planet.
Oh, snap. Okay.
And that's what now is spinning around our world, is the actual meteor that killed off the dinosaurs. When that happened, when that space debris came and hit the dinosaurs, that changed. I want to say that organisms from space possibly could be a part of why humans are a thing.
You want to know something crazy that I just thought about?
Hit them. Hit the
Okay.
people with this weird stuff. This is what this is here for, people. Go ahead. Hit 'em with
So,
it.
you know how the Bible talks about Noah and the ark?
Right.
So what if, going along with this, say the moon hits Earth,
Boom.
it causes this big flood because we're so much of,
Mm-hmm.
by the ocean. Also,
Breaks up Pangea, possibly.
exactly, that's what I was about to say
That's
next.
huge.
That's what I was about to say next. And that's what, like, kills all the dinosaurs and all of these, and, makes the Earth separate in the way that it has. And then Noah goes and repopulates the Earth. Like, that could make sense. That could make me believe all that story and all that stuff.
We're not going to get into Noah's Ark, you
Nope,
guys,
we're
on
not.
how it could be real or how it could be fake, because that's a very tough story to, like...
Whew.
That's just a hard story to wrap your head around, man.
It is.
Especially when you have so many demographics of so many things. Like, what do you feed the lions? You can't go with magic. It just doesn't. It wasn't specific. Okay.
We're not going into
We're not
it.
going into it, people. It's not our job.
No.
We're here for Weird Wednesday.
So we're just talking things out, guys.
talking
We're not
things out.
saying any of this
One
is
way
real.
or to other.
We're just putting
So,
some stuff out there.
Let's continue on with this theory, though, because this is hilarious. The moon hits, all right, breaks up Pangea, kills off the dinosaurs. Next thing you know, some of the organisms that were flying on the asteroid that collided with Earth are a part of the soup that makes humans,
Okay.
or not. You have life, you have our moon, you have the
Right.
reason for, like you said, Pangea, all that stuff. It makes sense to me that the moon came from somewhere else.
Okay.
Now, if you look at it as a plan, if you look at it as a mothership, and it crashed into Earth on purpose to destroy the dinosaurs, to then start the experiment of the human to see what happens,
Yeah.
just to see what happens.
But I prefer to, if we're going down the moon thing,
Yeah.
I prefer to leave the aliens out of it having to do with our existence.
I just
So-
think that aliens are trying to figure out something for their world. Like, I don't,
Why
like,
they
it's
keep visiting?
I think that a second possible theory, of course, is like I said, moon is mothership. They're watching us to like, we're like a big Google. Okay, that's what I think that our world can be sometimes, is that we're just Google. And you plug in a question nowadays and you get an answer because of how our society has like done things. Like, you have answers to real like problems, like what can you do to help, with poverty? You actually have countries out there that have a successful way to deal with poverty.
Right.
And then you have countries that are unsuccessful in how they deal with poverty, and you can learn from that. Like, I think if you're a developing society, if you're able to make another society go through all the woes, you have your answer without messing up your own society. So I think like that could be what the aliens are doing. Like, they've got their own problems, their own economics, their own lives that they're trying to lead, and they're looking at what is the most efficient and best way to go about living with your society and doing things with your society without hurting your society. Because it's the same thing we do with experiments, everybody. We don't experiment on humans to find out what side effects can happen to them until it's like at the real final stages. In the beginning, we're testing on mice, we're testing on apes, we're testing on everything that we can get as close to our DNA as we can, so that way we can find the problem, find the solution without hurting our own species.
I suppose it's possible.
We're just one big experiment, you guys, for the aliens.
But I prefer not to think of myself as an experiment. I think that's the beauty of life on Earth, is that you can believe pretty much whatever you want to believe. Everybody believes something different. There's no two people who believe the exact same thing about how the world works. And no one really knows. That's the other interesting
That's
thing.
the best part about it. It's really all a mystery.
Yeah.
It really is all a mystery. And finding out what your truth is, part of the journey. So we talked about the moon crashing. Now, let's just go with the norm. What's the norm about the moon?
Oh.
Normal, it's just that it's been here.
Yeah.
Been here since the beginning of time. It's a
sun.
package deal. Package deal. Earth was here, moon was here, sun was here. The other planets, package deal. There is no conspiracy. There is no moon crashing into the planet. That it is the asteroid. It's just here to control time and tide, baby. That's all the moon's here to do, and be a light in the night. That's all the moon's here to be.
Yeah.
But
even
even to this day, people say that if you stare at the moon when it's full, with a telescope, and you look at it, you can see dust kicking up from something flying, from things flying all across the moon.
not rocks.
We're talking about straight lines with dust kicking up from them, something moving fast.
But we've been to the moon. How come we wouldn't have seen that? Oh, we haven't been to the moon. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying we've been to the moon, but why would they show you everything?
I get so close up on it.
Why would they show you everything?
Why would they hide anything?
You have to have years of you have to have decades of what's happened, which is UFO propaganda. UFOs, people saying they either saw a UFO. Like, they've been preparing you, I think, to reveal that UFOs are real. Because they have to calm you down. They can't just throw a crazy
Out of nowhere
and you're gonna be cool. They've got to flash the face of it in your face a couple of times, so that way you're kind of
You're
okay.
not completely surprised. Okay, I see what you're saying. That could make sense. Because some people have come out, like, for instance, I was telling you the other day that ex-aerospace Department of Defense person said that there are other life forms out there.
Is it Buzz Aldrin? I think was one of the first astronauts in space, or either one of the guys who stepped on the moon with Neil. He said, "Yeah, they're up there. They're up there." Like, that's pretty big. I mean, these people are not. There's no need for them to tell you they're up there for money. I don't think, especially since Neil Armstrong is on his way out. Like, I don't know if he's dead yet. I feel like he should have passed away already. But I haven't done the research on Neil. Aliens revealing themselves. I don't know why they would. First off, I don't know what they want. Secondly, and then how do you win against a possible threat like that can dodge, doesn't even have to be here, can go wherever it wants to? Like, what haven't they conquered already?
Right. I don't know, but I like what you said about the government preparing us, just dropping little tidbits, because I really, yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
But
Before we see some stuff that we're like, it looks familiar. I've seen that before. That's not so scary.
yeah.
I've seen a little man on American Dad.
Oh my gosh, no.
Roger is hilarious. Next thing you know, you're trying to adopt him into your family. You've got E.T. that you've seen. Like, you got to think about all these big-headed, big-eyed things that you have seen that are now considered cute. So, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today on Weird Wednesday. Hopefully we didn't talk your ears off. Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation. Hopefully you guys are going to type what you think and what you believe down there in the comments.
How weird is our world?
Yeah, honestly, how weird do you think this place is? Or how weird isn't it? Like, do you think we're really crazy in thinking that there's ghosts or even vampires or werewolves or aliens or secret societies or whatever's? Let us know in the comments down below. So, I'm Tushard.
And I'm Ariel.
This has been an Our Green Branch podcast. Hopefully you guys will be back for the next one on relationships, because we're digging deep. We're digging deep into the soul to figure out, where can we find love portrayed in a manner that's
We're talking about what types of relationships do you see on television?
Yeah. So we're gonna go through them, and we're gonna go through Huxtables, Martin. Who else did we have?
Lots of other ones. You guys got to tune in to see it, okay?
We're gonna do some research, you guys. Get that all ready for you coming this Friday. So thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I know it's cringy, and I know some of you are like, don't say that. But if I don't tell you, you may not do it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. We are Our Green Branch, and we're out of here. We'll see you guys in the next one.